Hello, I'm Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader. And the next sign we're going to do is the sign of Sagittarius for the month of July. So we start here in the left corner. As you can see here, actually need to put them immediately together. This is about a relationship. As you can see here, the man and the woman are close to each other. So I think this is about a relationship, and the end card. So this is the woman. So maybe she plays the central role in the relationship, and the end of the relationship here, the stars, is a very positive card. It's yes, it's wishes are fulfilled. We go with our goals. The answer here with this card is yes. So now we'll make an analysis of the lines line by line, and then we combine the whole thing. So here you see the woman. It need to be said, this is a person card. So in modern relationship, sometimes roles are reversed. The man can play more the female role, and the woman can play more the male role. So it depends on, so don't get fixed on the characters, and try to flexible your mind a little bit. I will try to be flexible also a little bit, and try to interpret it and fit it in your situation. But we will assume, for making things a little bit more simpler, that this involves a woman, but not necessarily as said. So here you see a woman. This is, I'm assuming, the female person in the relationship here. So assumingly, this is a woman who likes to enjoy life. She likes the beauty of life. She likes to enjoy things of life. She's also quite diplomatic. She's diplomacy. She dresses herself up. She makes herself pretty. She likes to enjoy life as it comes to her. I think this woman in the future, by the end of this month, she will be involved in something new. If that is not the case, there is a child in her life. She and the child have a very close relationship. The woman is actually, because this is Venus, and Venus glues things. So the woman is actually glued to the child. If not, she's very close to a new project she's about to start. Also, the project or the child, depending on the interpretation, it's like a reciprocity. Like the child is close to the mother, and the mother is close to the child. It's like they understand each other. They are diplomacy. There is diplomacy together. The two like stick together. If it's a project, the project fits the person perfectly. There's a balance. There's diplomacy. There's a renewal. If there's a discomfort in the relationship, it works all out very well. So there's a very good balance between these two persons, or the project that is gonna start up soon. Then here in the second row we see the man. Here you see the bear, and here you see the coffin. The coffin is normally not an easy card, but since all the cards are positive, I'm gonna not interpret this card as negative. I'm gonna interpret it in a positive way. So what I'm seeing here is that this man, I would say here, this man is a teacher. He's a manager. He's somebody who's teaching other persons something, and it has a very transforming effect on him and maybe on his environment. It really adds something to the situation. The knowledge that he shares might be deep. Maybe the person is involved in psychology. Maybe the person is involved in some things like that. Psychology is the first thing that comes to mind here. Then we have the third row. We have the moon, the ship, and the stars. The moon is an invitation. The ship is travel or money, or it's a longing for, one of both, and the stars is yes. So if there is some planning for investments, for something that we long for an invitation that we are expecting, the answer will be yes. The moon is also creativity. So if you're planning to have a creative project, there is money involved or money needed, the answer will be yes. If the project is involved for traveling, the same answer will apply. If it applies to art, it's the same. So maybe there's something artistic hanging here. The project will be very positive. So that is one interpretation to make. Then we're gonna read the cards from the vertical way. So here you see the man, the woman and the man, they are both together. I'm assuming here, because the man is closest, he's gonna invite the woman for something. He's gonna invite her, or they're gonna do a creative project together. I think the both of them, because the moon is the mind, I think the both of them are very like-minded. They have the same way of thinking. So I'm thinking these two, they're going to be involved in something. We see it later. So here I see the invite and I see the creativity between those two people. There's feelings towards these two people. The man has strong feelings towards the woman. But as we saw, the woman is involved also in a project or in her child. Then here we see then that we're going to do the second row now. This is the flowers, the bear, and the ship. Sometimes also this is a creative card. So I think both of these people are involved in creative projects. Maybe it's an artistic project, but not necessarily. Even money can be have a form of creativity. So maybe they are involved in a creative project, art, money, whatever, investments, and the two, they understand each other. They understand each other in this project. The woman is the creative side of the whole thing, and I would say that the man, he's the manager of the whole thing. The woman balances, and he puts in his learning skills. It doesn't mean maybe the woman is involved in something different, in a different kind of project, but the mind is the same. I think the man is the one with the teaching knowledge, but the woman is very artistic too. And I think that's why they are like-minded. We see the manager here. So this means that the project is creativity. The project can be involved with abroad. It can be involved with money. It can mean that both have very high expectations of this project. And the bear, it blows up the project. It enlarges the project. So they have very high expectations of this project, and possibly also from the relationship. They feel good together, so they have a very high expectation of the relationship. Maybe here, the man, he needs to balance a little bit. Because sometimes the bear can be a little bit overprotective. He can be a little bit over managing. So maybe the man, he needs to find his balance. Maybe he needs to find his balance in the woman, her project, or he needs to find his balance towards the child of the woman. That's what I'm thinking here. So then here we see the coffin. As we said, we are not going to interpret the card in a negative way. So I'm thinking here, this man is reflecting how to bring this whole project to a good end. He's undergoing some changes. Maybe he was never involved directly with children, or maybe the project that the woman is involved is totally new for him. So he needs to reflect about the project for guiding it in for himself, for balancing himself, for going in the right direction, so it can go also for him where he wants to go, because he feels good with the woman. So I think this is a reflection period he has with that woman. Here we see the child, the coffin, and the stars. So I'm thinking also the child, she's also testing out for her what is happening for her. But I think both will come eventually to a solution. Maybe the solution, like they did not expect, actually, the man did not expect that the project would fit him or that the child would fit in his life, but eventually it will, because the stars is yes. So maybe it's not clear, but it's already going on for a while. So maybe by the end of the month, there will come a transformation in this whole project, in this project or related to the child, and the answer will be yes. So I'm going to combine now some cards. Sometimes it will not be logical, but I will try to stay logical. So I think here, this man and this woman, as I said before, they are very creative. And then I see the ship here. So I'm thinking maybe they take some initiative together, or the man invites the woman for a travel for some kind of artistic project. If not so, the child will need to provide some care for the girl or the child if they move on. So there need to be some arrangements. But I think the project between the two of them is artistic. They think the same about the project, but I think the project is involved. It's possibly involved in abroad. Maybe they need to travel for this project, and the travel will come true. If not a travel, the project will bring changes. It will bring a different point of view. Maybe they take ownership initiative for the travel, for realizing this relationship. Then we go on the cross here. You see the woman, the bear, and the stars. The bear is also about, I said, about management. So I think the woman sees here that this management, it leads to a positive situation for her. So I'm assuming that there will be a balance, that she will find a balance for herself, for managing herself and the man will balance also for himself, and eventually this will end up very good. Then here we see the project or the child, and the child then also need to balance himself towards the feelings to the two of them. So that's what I think it means here. The child need to find also his place among the two of them. But I think this whole project here, because it's very artistic, because the moon is creativity and the coffin also can represent art. So I'm thinking this whole project is very artistic. It's a different angle I'm going to give here now, but I think maybe the project may be involved in something in the evening, or something that is related to the dark. If these two need an investor and they're looking for an investor, maybe the investor wants to stay anonymous. He don't want to that his identity is involved in the project. He may be willing to invest in the project, but maybe he want to not to share his identity. If it involves the creative project itself, maybe it's something that happening in the evening. Maybe it's something that that happened late night. That is what I'm thinking here. So this laying is very positive, Sagittarius, for you. It's very creative. It's very creative minded. There's a lot of harmony in the relationship. There's a lot of focus here on new project. If there's a child involved, the new things will come true. There will be a transformation. But all in all, I think this project has a big chance, because the bear is big chance of succeeding. So I wish you the best of luck. These are very nice cards here that you have for the project that you are planning as a couple, and with the new project or with the child involved. So thank you for tuning in. Feel free to add any comments in the bottom, share your points of view. Feel free to subscribe also if you like to do so. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.